Had a conversation with a gentleman on my way back from Denver last Thursday. White, older gentleman, great guy. His name was Matt. PhD, works for St. Mary's University, does corporate recruiting for energy companies, municipalities, and so forth. Had a great conversation. He wanted to know what I did. He was very, interested into my career and how I moved up the ladder fast and what I did and so forth and the things I did. And he was very, very impressed. And we got to talking because he's a professor. And he says, we got a generation coming up right now, Antoine, where they don't think highly of the U.S. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, we got a generation that's getting ready to graduate, even at the PhD level. I had them write an assignment about, what is it that's driving them? What is it that they want to accomplish in life? And a lot of them had this to say. I'm not going to be able to buy a house because it costs too much. I'm not going to be able to get married because people are selective. I'm not going to be able to do this and that and this and that. And the U.S. absolutely sucks. I was like, wow, you sure about that? I said, what kind of people are you talking about, man? He was like, well, a lot of them were women. A lot of them were Latino. A lot of them were white. Few blacks. And he just said, we just got a generation right now that doesn't think really highly of the U.S. and doesn't think that things are going well in the U.S. and won't go well for them. I'm like, man, I got a podcast. I got a show that I do on Saturdays all the time, and I see the U.S. as a wonderful country. And he's like, why do you have that view, Antoine? I said, one, I'm optimistic. And the U.S. has been really good to me. From allowing me to, travel the world and really be recognized as an American, but also living outside of the country and seeing the U.S. for what it is, it also made me value how easy it is to do business once you figure it out, once your mindset has adjusted to what really works in the U.S. Right? If you're stuck on not working hard, complaining, having the victim mentality, you're not going to go very far in the U.S. But if you're stuck on being optimistic, working hard, getting the skills that anybody can use, you're going to have a lot of success in the U.S. And I said this to him. I said this to Matt. I said, you know what? I was of the latter at one point in time. I was, even though I was doing very well in my career, I was of the latter. I took what the media said and digested it and thought that that was my life, even though that wasn't my life. And that's what a lot of people are doing today. They live their life based on what the media is telling them, even though their real reality that they're going through isn't anything like it. Right? So the media is telling you that you're not going to be anything and you can't do something and you can't get this job and you can't make 100K. That's going to be your mindset. They're going to say, inflation's going to take over all your money. You're going to have that mindset and you're going to have that pessimistic look. But if you really think about it and you start to look at the people who are in the ladder climbing community, the Black Heights community, and you see us winning, and you really start to talk to people by putting yourself in positions by using LinkedIn and reaching out to people who are willing to help, you will really see that the media is just a bunch of shit. Right? And when you really start to live in your truth, not anybody else's truth, when you put yourself out there to meet with good people who have good character and are doing things in life, it's going to change your view. So we got another conversation on this airplane ride, and he started to talk about, things that are going on and, the community and so forth. And I just said this. I said, you know what, Matt, I hear you. I don't see it because I don't live that life. I don't watch the news. right? When people are talking about groups of people not winning, losing, I don't see it. I got to say this, I don't see it, because the people that I see are the people in my community, the Black Heights community. And the people who are in my community are the ones that are getting into tech sales. The people in my community are the ones that are getting into cybersecurity, are already in cybersecurity. The people in my community are in their roles, or either losing roles, but finding other roles. Not complaining, not going out here doing the BS, not searching for the BS. That's what I see. That's what I see. That's what my life is about. So I can only talk about my life. I can't talk about anybody else's life. And people can have their own truths, and you can have that. But when it comes to me, I see the positives. I see the positive in the black men, see the positive in the black women, see the positive in the white men, the positive in the white women, and so forth. It's beautiful. Positive in the Indians, all sorts of people I see nothing but the positive in, because that's the people who are around me. So when people say life isn't good, some of the times I don't know what the hell you're talking about. When people say this is going on to groups of people, I don't know what you're talking about, because I'm living in my own world. And maybe many of us can start doing that ourselves and start accomplishing our own task, being the one that's going to help make a difference in our household, not listening to the BS, hiding under a rock. That's what I'd like to say it, hiding under the rock, hiding under a rock, coming out when you really need some air, maniacal focus. And you will see, if you put the focus and attention on something for 3 months, 6 months, without all of the BS, you will understand that the U.S. is here for you. And it's the best country to be able to become an entrepreneur, to make the money that you want to in tech, to get the job that you want, to meet the people that you want, to help you get access to other countries, because you can make the money to do so. It's a great country. It's a great country. Going back to the point here on cybersecurity, guys, it's a great field. If you wanted to get in cybersecurity, you have to leverage people. You have to reach out on LinkedIn. You have to leverage the tools that are available to you. You have to leverage the people that are available to you. Join the Patreon. Become a Black Heights Patreon if you want to join a community that's growing. Over 90 plus people that are in the tech field that can help you out. People who are in this chat right now, just chatting it up, having a good time. Answering your questions. Probably talking about Antoine, you just rambling right now.
Damn!
Let me get back to the article, guys. Let me get back to the article.